Welcome back. It's October 17th, 2024, and the leaves are this thick on the ground. It's fall, almost snow where we live. Anyways, wouldn't it be nice to just sit in a nice hot jacuzzi on a day like today? That would be really nice. Well, if you go to JW.org, you can sit in a jacuzzi on a day like today. Let's take a look at the broadcast for October. So the broadcast for October, if you look at JW.org website, it's right here. And it comes out first week of the month or right at the beginning. And you notice there's no title. They always make it that way. Everyone wants to know what it's about, but there's no title. Like the one before it, there's a title. Be a friend, make a friend. Maybe I don't want to watch that one. Everyone watches the broadcast because this is where all the new stuff comes out. Maybe there's new light. Something's going to happen. So this is what all JWs do. So this is one of the most watched programs
to JW
on JW.org.
Broadcasting. This month marks 10 years since the first program debuted. We'll take a look at the special role JW Broadcasting has played in uniting God's...
Now, we thought this was interesting with the jacuzzi. You know anything about jacuzzis? Well, I had a jacuzzi once, and I'd never get one again. They're a lot of maintenance. Not only are they expensive to heat and everything, but they're dirty. And they're dirty. And the amount of chemicals you got to put into them, I don't think it's really healthy for your skin. That's why I stay away from public pools and stuff like that. If I want to have a bath, I will just load the bathtub up with some clean water and have my own clean bath. And when I'm done, drain it all out. But I'll tell you, here's a little bit on jacuzzis. Now, I was looking on the internet what people do in jacuzzis. What do you think people do in jacuzzis? Well, baptisms are something that they do, apparently. And so here's some baptisms. So apparently JW.org is not the only ones who do baptisms in a jacuzzi. But here's what I do know about jacuzzis.
It's time to get your hot tub ready to use, and that means adding a dose of hot tub chemicals. Adding the right chemicals in the right order can prevent cloudy water, slimy surfaces, and nasty hot tub smells. Luckily, all the chemicals you need to start up your hot tub are the same ones that you need to maintain it throughout the year. So here's what you need to know about hot tub startup chemicals and how to add them. Let's dive in.
As you can see, there's a lot of chemicals, nasty chemicals that go into the hot tub. And why? Because hot tubs can be very dirty. You have all these people using that same small body of water, and they're going full submersion. They're getting it in their ears, in their eyes, in all the cavities where you can get sick. And I was once on a holiday. My son was in and out of the pool at the resort. He got sick. He got water in the ears, and there was some bug or something that you can get through water and through these pools. So it can be very risky. There's a lot of chemicals. If the guy doing the chemicals doesn't really know what he's doing, you can have 100 people get baptized that day in that same body of water, and you can have a lot of issues. Now, in my opinion, if you're going to be Christ-like, where did Jesus get baptized? He didn't get baptized in a jacuzzi. where a small body of water where everyone else were bathing in. That didn't happen. He was in a stream. The stream was a flowing water, clean. That's where everyone was baptized. There's no risk of contamination. So in my opinion, if you're going to get baptized, wait a minute. I don't think there's any clean streams left on Earth. I think you'd have to go away northern Canada, and even at that, that's a risk. Most of the waters are polluted. So I guess that's why they use jacuzzis. So just make sure the chemical guy knows what he's doing, and that's my advice. Okay, well, let's just see what comes next on here.
In part 1 of this episode of Applying Bible Principles, James and Linda were too focused on when the end would come. We'll see how they now help others keep a balanced view of the future. In Iron Sharpens Iron, we'll learn how to put our website to better use in the ministry. This is the October.
Okay, did you guys notice that? When iron sharpens iron, right here, and we've seen this in the Elders book all over, they're not to use the Bible any longer. They're to use their website, and it's no longer about iron sharpening iron. If you're not using your Bible, that is supposed to be the iron. That's what the illustration is. They're using their website. They're not even teaching people from the Bible. This is sure telltale signs of a cult, my opinion.
Being fulfilled. When we recognize Bible prophecies being fulfilled before our eyes, our faith is fortified. We see the end is imminent. We recognize that we're almost done. That helps us not give out. Men and imposters will advance from bad to worse. You see these things happening. As foretold, this good news of the kingdom is being preached worldwide, now in over 1,000 languages. You see these things happening. As a result of Christ's rule, the knowledge of Jehovah is abundantly overflowing. You see these things happening. And what about Isaiah 45:18?
When I watched this part of the broadcast, it reminded me of the first day that I met a Jehovah's Witness. And that was back in 1982. And they gave me the same spiel, the last days spiel. They've been using this pitch for 100 and some years, the same pitch. It's in the Bible, but it's not used as a pitch in the Bible. These guys pitch it as an end of the world kind of a thing coming. It's not used that way in the Bible if you read that chapter. It's another discussion. But we're going to watch these guys, and that's what they do. They pitch this stuff. They throw the end of the world dates. You get all excited back in the 80s. Oh, it's going to happen any day, maybe tomorrow. And they're doing the same thing now that they've been doing for 100 years. You see, there's all kinds of new people coming in. And now they're going to talk about the hurricane. You know, we've been criticizing them for their lack of support in these hurricanes, but they sure like to use them. So let's take a look at how they use the hurricanes.
Who did not create it simply for nothing, but formed it to be inhabited. Today, scientists say that the world is on the brink of becoming uninhabitable. They warn that if action to stop global warming is not taken quickly, its compounding effects will become irreversible. At Revelation 11:18, the Bible foretold that in our day man would be ruining the earth. And it also assures us that Jehovah will step in and not let the earth be completely ruined.
One of the points I wanted to bring out is that JW.org likes to use pictures of all the stuff in the world, like all these bottles and stuff on the beach. But yet they're a charity religion, and they have no program within to go out and help clean up the earth. The next he talks about the hurricane here, And but yet they weren't on the front lines of the hurricane and boats and opening up the kingdom halls to everyone, neighbors. They just like to talk about all the atrocities that are happening in the world, and show people that, look, this is a sign, the end is here. So to me, this is not a charity religion. This is a doomsday cult that just proclaims all the bad things that are happening on the earth, and then come to us, because that's where God's kingdom is. Come with us. God's kingdom resides with us. So they show the preaching work all over the earth. They've been doing this and playing this game for over 100 years. Since Rutherford started organizing the preaching work all over the earth. And they've followed suit. So nothing's really changed in this religion.
How should this affect us? It should fortify us not to give up. At Mark 13:35, Jesus said we must keep on the watch. This means stay awake, be on guard, being ready to keep up the fight. In a word, trust. We all love Jehovah. We want to be convinced of Jehovah's loyal love for us individually. Can we trust that he'll always be there to help us?
He goes on to talk about faith and trust in Jehovah. And we all know that Jehovah equals Watchtower. So what they're trying to do here is get everyone to have faith and trust in the Watchtower. Although the Watchtower does absolutely nothing to help people, they want to make the Watchtower look like a shield. They say, well, it's Jehovah's shield. Well, everyone equates Jehovah to the Watchtower at this point. And he goes on and on and on to try to convince the audience that just keep trusting, just keep having faith, and everything's going to work out. Well, the truth of the matter is in these hurricanes and these disasters, all of the Jehovah's Witnesses, they have to go to the food bank if they need immediate help, immediate water. The Watchtower does not have on-the-ground crews right off the bat in these natural disasters. And when their people want to donate locally to the local food banks and so forth, the Watchtower halts that. And they tell their people not to donate locally, but to donate to the world headquarters, to the worldwide work, which gives them an open ticket to kind of use that money wherever they deem necessary. And if the food banks and the government's looking after it, well, they'll put it into building kingdom halls and building movie studios. They call it building spiritual food and building for the future. And they deem that that's more important than physical food right now. But yet, they want the charity status. And we as peoples keep giving it to them. So we'll carry on. We'll listen to a little bit more of his talking.
So close. We see these things happening with our own eyes. So we'll keep on the watch. We'll trust Jehovah with all our hearts. We'll trust Jehovah's arrangements. And we will not give out in our spiritual battle.
Okay, well, we're going to let Troy Schneider drive his point home. He's the helper to the coordinators committee. And here's his final words.
Never forget that your God, your Heavenly Father, loves you dearly. Never forget that your future is bright, and He treasures your devotion. Time and time again, you've made sacrifices, left your comfort zone to give Jehovah your best, to stay active in the ministry, to keep taking in spiritual food, and to teach your children how to speak about Jehovah. Jehovah loves you dearly for this, and will loyally continue to help you until the battle is won. Do not give up now. And you young ones, Jehovah loves you too. He knows that you're growing up in a world that's broken. He knows that it can be hard for you to maintain hope for the future. Please, never forget that your God, your Heavenly Father, loves you dearly. never forget that your future is bright.
So Mr. Schneider, Troy, concludes by telling his audience that their future is bright, not to give up on the Watchtower. Is that what it said? No, it said Jehovah. But Jehovah equals Watchtower. This is all about the Watchtower. They don't want their people giving up on them, on the Watchtower. And they want the support because your future is bright. So this is kind of the message. This, in my opinion, has been their message for 100 years, or well, since I was in it back in the 80s. Same thing. They're just regurgitating the same old. So then they get into a video. He concludes his talk. They play this video. They reminisce how they've been on the broadcast for 10 years now. And so they go through highlighting some of their building programs and different interviews and so on and so forth. And then this guy is the next speaker up, and we'll listen in on a bit of his stuff. So this is Mark Numer, helper to the teaching committee. So he's going to say, if we stand up for Jehovah, we stick out. So this is a message to all the little kids going to school, preschool, kindergarten. They have to not celebrate Christmas, stay out of Halloween. They have to stand out. Stand in the hallway, perhaps. That's a message to them. He's going to say you got to stand out. And what else does he say?
Of course, we find it a pleasure to submit to Jehovah because we love him. That's why we submit to Jehovah. But there is that occasion when submitting to Jehovah is difficult. It's hard. Perhaps we have to take a firm stand in front of opposers. We have to stand up for Jehovah. That means we stick out from the world. That's hard. Or perhaps we have to change something in our personal life to bring our lives more in harmony with Jehovah's will and standards.
See, it's always our fault, our problem. So he's getting you to look at you. If you don't understand things completely, you just got to trust. You can't research it. Listen to what he says.
That's hard. But perhaps we want to give wholehearted support to an organizational adjustment or arrangement that we don't fully understand. That may be hard. So what can help us? Confidence that God is with his people. When we know that God is with his people, with us, then we know he will bless us each time we're going to make any adjustment in our life or submit to Jehovah's way of doing things. We're going to...
So God is with his people. This sounds like a Jewish story. This sounds like the Jews in Israel. God is with the people. God is with the nation of Israel. So we come all the way through. There's a little interruption. Jesus went out to all the nations. We interrupted things a bit. Went through 2,000 years. Now all of a sudden God is with his people again. And it's all Old Testament scriptures. This is a modern day religion that's usurping the Jewish people. That's what JW... Put the E between the J and the W and you got a Jew. And this guy is speaking like a Jewish person would speak. You know, and they go. He's going to go all use Old Testament scriptures, Ahaz, and how God was with the people, all the way through, and this is how they apply it to them. So, doomsday cult. This is how they work.
Blessing.
They steal.
And we have such confidence.
They steal other people's thunder, the Jewish thunder, and use it, and then they say they're the ones that are chosen. So he goes all the way through to talk about how God is with the people. Now, I'm going to end up here. They're pushing their how to you notice the cell phone. I'm going to get right off the screen here so you can see it. Right back here. It's all about their cell phone, their website. Now, I want you to see how they're going to do this stand and how they push the stand. There's no Bible here, no Bible discussion. This is just about them pushing their website. So here it is.
你好，我想跟我的邻居谈谈，面对生活难题的时候，在哪里能找到切合实际的帮助？
Wow, your Chinese is pretty good.
That's pretty much all I got. Where are you visiting from? Can I show you how to find more answers from the Bible?
Sure.
On this website, you will find the digital version of the brochure you have and many others. And if you want to read the site in a different language, you tap here. Here's Mandarin.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We give people the Bible's powerful message in the language of their heart. So
they take time to give you the Bible's message. I haven't seen the Bible come out once. Like the Chinese guy that was at the stand, he spoke good English, but they were just bragging that they got it in all these other languages on their website. It's all about their website. It's not about the Bible anymore. That's gone. Those are the olden days. And what's going on here? Oh, I'm going to help some sister. I don't know. I didn't watch this part. Oh yeah, probably going to help each other. Someone's stalled, so everyone's going to get out and help. Okay, then they're going to play some basketball together, sit down and have a study together, play the guitar together. This looks like a really fun religion. Then this guy gets up, wanks off for a bit. Some good food. Good food happening. You can tell I'm getting tired of this broadcast. And some old pictures from the olden days when they used to run around with plaque carts on their vehicles. And everyone's happy, everyone's waving, and how many pedophiles are in there, we don't know. It's one out of so many. They're doing the numbers right now. But that's the end of the broadcast, so I hope I enlighten you guys. But that's what we looked at together today, this rainy day in October. So stay out of those jacuzzis. They're very dirty. If you want to get baptized in your own tub. It's clean, right? Or get a deep tub, maybe a friend's tub, but stay out of the jacuzzis. They're filthy dirty, especially when a lot of people are using them. And the guy doing the chemicals might not be doing them right, and you might come out with ear infection or something like that. So be careful. I recommend stay away from all religious group baptisms in these pools, these dirty pools. So folks, until next time, stay clean, swim in the creeks. No, don't do that either. But just go for a walk or something with your dog. That's what I did this morning. Felt good. So we'll see you on the next broadcast. Keep living your life with love. Bye for now. We kept it at 22 minutes.